Unit C, Chapters 10 to 17, First Days of School. Why you want a well managed classroom? 2 points to consider are here. A well managed classroom is important because it sets the foundation for effective teaching and learning. Key points are establishing a positive learning environment creates a conducive atmosphere for learning where students feel safe, respected, and engaged. It sets the tone for a positive classroom culture. Second one is maximizing instructional time. When classroom management is effective, teachers spend less time dealing with disruptions and behavior issues, allowing more time for instruction and academic activities. Third consideration, promoting student achievement. Students are able to focus on learning without distractions, leading to improved academic performance. Building relationship is fostering a sense of community and belonging, which is essential for student success. Teaching responsibility and discipline helps prepare students for success both inside and outside the classroom. Creating a structured environment, a well managed classroom provides clear expectations, routines, and procedures, which create a structured environment where students know what is expected of them and how to succeed. Another one is reducing stress and anxiety. When students know what to expect and feel secure in their classroom environment, it reduces stress and anxiety, allowing them to focus on learning and personal growth. Another point is supporting differentiated instruction. Teachers can provide individualized support and challenge while maintaining overall classroom order. Last consideration, preparing students for life skills. Classroom management teaches important life skills such as time management, organization, communication, and conflict resolution, which are valuable beyond the classroom setting. How to have your classroom ready. Points to consider. Preparation. It stresses the importance of thorough preparation before the start of the school year that includes setting up the physical environment of the classroom, organizing materials, and planning curriculum and instruction. Second one is establishing routines and procedures. Wong advocates for establishing clear routines and procedures for all aspects of classroom management, including entering and exiting the classroom, transitions between activities, handling materials, and addressing behavioral expectations. Third point here is setting expectations. Consistency in enforcing expectations is crucial for creating a structured learning environment. Creating a positive classroom culture. Wong emphasizes the importance of fostering positive classroom culture based on respect, cooperation, and mutual support. The teachers should model positive behavior and provide opportunities for students to build relationships with one another. Another point is building relationship. I mentioned this earlier that developing positive relationships with students is essential for creating a supportive learning environment. Teachers should take the time to get to know their students individually, show genuine interest in their well being, and provide emotional support when needed. Another point is managing time effectively. Wong suggests that these strategies for managing instructional time effectively, such as planning lessons with clear objectives, spacing activities appropriately, and minimizing disruptions to maximize learning opportunities. Another point is implementing classroom management strategies. Teachers should be proactive in addressing behavioral issues by implementing effective classroom management strategies such as positive reinforcement, redirection, and logical consequences. Another point is providing structure and consistency. I have mentioned earlier about consistency. Consistency in classroom routines, expectations, and consequences is key to maintaining a well managed classroom. Teachers should establish a structured learning environment where students feel safe, supported, and engaged. One thing that we can also consider is reflecting and adjusting. Continuous reflection on classroom practices and student outcomes is essential for improvement. Teachers should regularly assess the effectiveness of their classroom management strategies and make adjustment as needed to meet the evolving in needs of their students. How to introduce yourself to students? Points are: first, clear introduction. Make sure your introduction is audible and easy to understand. This is by stating your name and your role as their teacher. Second point here is establishing authority. Wong advises teachers to establish their authority in a firm but friendly manner. This helps set the tone for the teacher student relationship and creates a sense of respect in the classroom. One thing that you could also consider is sharing relevant information about yourself, like your educational background, teaching experience, personal interest or hobbies, or anything that you feel comfortable sharing, because this will help student to get to know you better and establishes connection. Another consideration is setting expectations. Communicate your expectations for behavior, participation, and academic performance from the beginning. Be clear and consistent about what to expect of students in your classroom. Another point is expressing enthusiasm. Show enthusiasm for teaching and for getting to know your students. Expressing genuine excitement about the subject matter and the opportunity to work with your students can help create a positive learning environment. Another consideration here that I have mentioned in chapters 10 and 11 is again building relationship, establishing classroom procedures, and another point is inviting questions. This is to encourage students to ask questions if they have any. Let them know that you are approachable and willing to help them to succeed. And the closing statement, end your introduction with a closing statement that emphasizes your commitment to supporting students' learning and growth throughout the school year. Chapter 13: How to Arrange and Assign Seats. There are two key points that we can discuss in here, but let me reiterate them. Wong is known for his expertise in education, we know that. So his approach of arranging and assigning seating would likely focus on creating an optimal learning environment. Here are the approaches. First is we need to know the classroom layout. This includes the lighting, the noise levels, and accessibility when arranging seating. Second consideration is purposeful grouping. Group students strategically based on their learning needs, personalities, and social dynamics. Consider creating mixed ability groups to encourage peer learning and collaboration. Rotate groupings periodically to foster new relationships and prevent cliques from forming. Another one is teaching teachers proximity. Place students who may require extra support or supervision closer to the teacher's desk or in front rows. Next is seating assignment. We need to make sure that at the beginning of the school year or semester, we assign seats to the student. And this should be intentional about these assignments, taking into account factors such as behavior, academic performance, and social interactions. And then we have flexibility. Consider implementing flexible seating options such as standing desks, bean bags, or floor cushions to accommodate different learning styles and preferences. Another is student input. Involve students in the seating arrangement process by soliciting their input and preferences. In this way, we can make the seating adjustment to ensure that they feel comfortable and engaged in the learning environment. Another consideration is monitor and adjust. And I think I mentioned in flexibility as well that we need to observe student interaction, engagement levels, and academic progress to determine whether any changes are necessary to optimize learning outcomes. Another one is positive reinforcement. Use praise, incentives, and rewards to encourage students to collaborate, communicate, and support each other in their learning journey. Lastly, community building. Encourage students to get to know their classmates, work together on collaborative projects, and support each other academically and socially. This is by using seating arrangement as a tool for building a sense of community and belonging within the classroom. Chapter 14: How to Start a Class Effectively. Key points are here. So the approaches could be: welcome the students. Greet students warmly as they enter the classroom. A friendly and welcoming atmosphere gets the tone for the rest of the class. Establish a routine. I mentioned this earlier as well. Set clear expectations. And then review objectives. Quickly review the learning objectives or agenda for the day's lesson, because this will help students understand what they will be learning and why it is important. Engage students. This primes their curiosity and activates prior knowledge. Establish classroom management routine. Use consistent classroom management strategies to maintain order and minimize disruptions. This might include techniques like the 5 Ps, the one that I am actually using as well: prompt, polite, prepared, productive, and positive, or a signal for gaining students' attention, such as a chime or clap pattern. Another point is check for understanding. Quickly assess students' understanding of the previous lesson or any pre assigned work. This can be done through a brief review, a quick quiz, or a class discussion. Another point to start a class effectively is manage transition. Clearly signal when one activity ends and another begins to keep students focused and on task. And then again, as I have mentioned earlier, build relationship. Chapter 15: How to Teach Classroom Procedures. Proactive instruction is one of the approaches that Harry Wong emphasizes. Rather than reacting to misbehavior or disruptions, Harry Wong advocates for proactively teaching and practicing classroom procedures from the very beginning of the school year, and this involves explicit instruction. Clearly explain each classroom procedure step by step, using simple language and visual aids to ensure understanding. Modeling is also one. Demonstrate each procedure for students, showing them exactly how it should be done. Use role playing or demonstrations to illustrate correct behavior and expectations. Another point is practice and reinforcement. Provide opportunities for students to practice and the procedures repeatedly until they become routine. Offer positive reinforcement and praise for students who follow procedures correctly. Another point to consider is consistency. Be consistent in enforcing classroom procedures and expectations. Reinforce the idea that procedures are non negotiable and apply to everyone in the class. Lastly, review and refinement. Regularly review classroom procedures throughout the school year and make any necessary adjustments based on students' needs or changes in the classroom environment. How to create consistency in the classroom. Points to consider here. Creating consistency in the classroom is essential for establishing a positive learning environment and fostering student success. First is establish clear expectation. We always mention it, that clearly communicate your expectations of behavior, academic performance, and classroom procedures from the beginning of the school year. Make sure students understand what is expected of them in terms of participation, respect, and completing the assignments. Second point is develop routines and procedures. Establish consistent routines for daily activities such as entering the classroom, starting lessons, transitioning between activities, and dismissing class. Teach and practice these procedures regularly until they become automatic for students. Another one is be firm and fair. Avoid playing favorites or making exceptions, such as this can lead to confusion and resentment among students. Positive reinforcement. This can include verbal praise, positive notes home, or small rewards such as stickers or extra privileges. Another one is address misbehavior promptly. Consistently follow through with consequences to show students that you are serious about maintaining order in the classroom. Again and again, build relationships, communicate with parents, keep parents informed about classroom expectations, behavior, and academic progress. Establish open lines of communication so that parents can support your efforts to maintain consistency in the classroom. Lastly, reflect and adjust. Regularly reflect on your classroom management strategies and their effectiveness. Be willing to make adjustments based on the needs of your students and the dynamics of your classroom. How to have an effective discipline plan. Harry Wong emphasizes the importance of having an effective discipline plan to maintain a positive and orderly classroom management. Here are the approaches. First is set clear expectations. Clearly communicate your expectations for behavior, participation, and academic performance to your students. Make sure they understand the rules and consequences for not following them. Again, establish routines and procedures, use positive reinforcement, implement consequences, be proactive, stay calm and consistent, provide support and guidance, involve parents and guardians, reflect and adjust. To sum up the first days of school by Harry Wong in Unit C, I learned that this includes the establishing classroom procedures, building positive relationships, effective instructional strategies, managing student behavior, creating positive learning environment, professional growth and development. Thank you for listening.